let's see. We're going to get into a couple of issues here as well as we talk about legal questions. So we try to help you out. And you can always text into the show at 781-837-4900. We may use one of your questions in a future segment. And, of course, if you want to get in touch with Mark for the advice, we'll tell you how to do that at the end of this segment, how to get in touch with his team. So this is a question that says, Mark, about in-law apartment. Let's see. I want to make some changes to my house, put on an in-law apartment. Where do I go? Where do I start? Can I just put something on there and allow my mother-in-law to live with us? Okay, well, all right, let's talk about, I guess there's probably some legal things here when it comes to a real in-law, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, don't do anything without asking questions, right? So this is actually an important component to what we're doing. I've been a huge advocate of the local towns around to make sure that every town has a strong bylaw around this, because, Rob, it's not a secret. We have a housing shortage. We have affordability issues in this area where, folks who want to live multi-generationally, there may or may not be an opportunity for them to do that. Some towns have really good bylaws, some don't. So where you would first begin is most towns have their bylaws online. So you go to the town, you go to their zoning bylaws, and what most towns call it is an accessory dwelling unit or an ancillary dwelling unit. Some call it an in-law unit. But it is a dwelling unit that is attached to the house. But what the towns are working to make sure that it's not a two-family home, right? So certain neighborhoods are zoned for single family, and you can have certain bylaws that say that you have the ability to put on these so-called in-law apartments, these ancillary dwelling units. We are bullish on these because we see that this is a solution for some of our housing issues, our affordability issues, where people are struggling to find housing that is, quote, affordable, right? Whether it's multi-generational, where you want to bring in the in-law, or it's the boomerang generation, right? So these kids are coming back, they want to be part of the town they grew up in, but they simply can't afford it. And there is a solution here with these ancillary dwelling units. Maura Healey, our governor of Massachusetts, our soon-to-be governor, is very, very supportive of this. She wants to put some real strong regulations and encourage towns to have this, because not all towns allow this, but most do. And I would encourage folks to call their local building inspectors. Most of them are wonderful people with wonderful support teams that can help. They're not going to give you legal advice, but they can certainly point you in the direction of where this would be. And it brings me to the conversation of the tiny house revolution as well, the smaller homes. But we have a partner, a client, a friend who's building these out of storage containers. His name's Ron Hollander. He's called the company South Shore Container Homes. Really amazing concept where, as you've seen somewhere, some places online, the storage containers that are filled up and brought to transport goods are being repurposed, recycled, and reutilized for homes. And it's really cool. So he's found on Instagram. He's got a website going for more information. It's the southshorecontainerhomes.com. But he can be found on Instagram, where some of his projects are up and running and available. And it's really cool because they make for a really great in-law apartment. So you can attach it to the home. Some towns require that they be attached to the home. Some allow them to be detached. Again, I encourage you to get with your town building inspector.
Yeah, because can some people turn a garage? Can you do that and start living in it?
Yeah, but again, you don't want to do anything without permission, right?
No.
So that's the permitting process, permission from your town building inspector. So you want to go to the bylaws first, do some initial discovery, speak with them, get a licensed professional to do the construction. But the beauty of these storage container homes is you can move them. So they can be put on blocks, or they can be put on pilings, but they can be removed. So, when somebody says, I want to do an addition, but, it might be, a degradation to the value of my property, or maybe I don't want to spend all the money on the addition, or I want to take it with me. And this is an opportunity to actually take it with you, which is really cool. So I encourage people to check those concepts out, because we're looking for solutions. The new International Building Code is coming out in June, and it's going to speak specifically to these tiny homes, these small homes, these more affordable homes, which I think is the wave of the future, Rob, because we're looking for solutions. Again, at Styles Law, we talk about specializing in solutions, and we see this as a real struggle for people because they don't know where to turn. And the storage container housing is one really, really cool option.
All right. If you want to find out more about this and other questions as well, get in touch with Mark and his great team at Styles Law. They're located on Route 139 in Marshfield. And Mark, tell us how people get in touch with you and the great team.
Sure. Best way is by phone, 781-319-1900, 781-319-1900. I encourage folks to check out our YouTube channel. We have a bunch of videos up there. They're frequently asked questions about things like we talk about here on WATD, and you can see those in snippets of 3 to 5 minutes. But I want to let folks know too, turning the page, New Year's resolution, checking the box. We are encouraging people to get with us on their estate plan. We are going to continue with a 20% discount on all estate plans through January of 2023. So if that's something that is lingering, it's an open box that you want to check, give us a call and let's get that box checked.
All right, Mark Styles, Styles Law, Route 139. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Mark.
You as well, Rob. Folks, have a great New Year.